Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you are curious about what this is or you have got a bit lost. This is part 2 of me talking about the St. Martin's Press boycott. If you have missed part 1, please go over here where you will find out what is going on. I'm just going to crack on. I'm going to keep rolling because I've already started, and if I don't carry on, I'm just never going to get this filmed, despite the terrible camera work that we have happening here. So I was just explaining that the focus for the boycott is very much not on firing the employee, but very much on wanting the equality and safety sort of within the company, because we want authors with them to feel that they have a safe workspace where everyone respects them and will give them an equal footing, and not be worrying about what racist views might be happening by the staff there. So it is very important they do actually come out and speak out about this, and they still haven't. So this started in October, and I only found about it recently, but it's still going. I have checked again, and St. Martin's Press are still silent on this at the time of filming. They have not made any kind of public statement. They have not given any reassurance to the influencers requesting this reassurance and pointing out these things that have happened. And there's just been a few private emails that have very much skirted the topic, and a lot of words that throw around things like equality and importance, but no actual action to back up this. So there we are. So like I said, I found this out through the creator, Jemila and then went off on my learning journey. So thank you so much, Jemila, to bringing this to my attention so that I could learn about it as well. And since I learnt about it, I was due to be filming my January stats, and I had just done my January wrap-up. And 2 of the books that I spoke about in my January wrap-up, I discovered are 2 St. Martin's Press books. So they ain't gonna get talked about. I will be doing my January stats after I've done this. I was going to do this at the beginning, but my stats videos do not perform highly, so I didn't want to just give this video, put it on a bad footing anyway by putting it on something that not many people see. So there we go. So I will still be buying and remaining silent on books published by the St. Martin's Press Group until they speak up about the concerns and meet the demands that Readers for Accountability have set for them. So please do have a look in the description box for all of those links. So the wrap up that I did, I obviously will not be posting. I will be talking about the 2 other books, so that is Queenie and All American Boys, sort of at the beginning of my stats video when I filmed that, which will be hopefully very soon. And the other ones you're just not going to hear about, because I'm not. The whole point of this is to not show you and publicize and be publicly talking about these books. So if I have one to talk about, you'll be seeing something like this as a placeholder. This book has been redacted, and I'll just say I read a book, but I can't talk to you about it, and that's it. And if you try and talk to me in the comments and ask me what that book was, I'm obviously not going to tell you, because the whole point of this is that we are not publicizing it. But I do want to be kind of raising awareness that I am reading stuff, but I can't talk to you about it because St. Martin's Press are not talking. They're not talking out to everyone. They're not speaking up. They are remaining silent about concerns around racism, which isn't good enough. So some people have mentioned that there is a debut author, and it's the first Muslim author that is being published by Wednesday Books that has a book out what is now last month. When I was going to film this, it was next month, and so they had a book out in February. It's a YA contemporary, and I will be buying it because it is very much my vibe. It explores a social issue that I have never read about or seen explored before, and YA contemporary about social issues is one of my favourite of my 3 focusy genres that I love to read. So it sounds brilliant. So I will still be buying and reading and supporting that author, but not having that confirmation that St. Martin's Press are going to be protective of that author and show solidarity and support to them and others like them. I'm not going to be sharing that book. I can't do that. Their marketing team will be handling that in the St Martin's Press, and they will be doing all of that work. If everyone comes together and does not promote St Martin's Press, it will be very effective. So it has been sort of made to, as much as possible, support the authors, but also the message that we're not going to stand for racism in our book publishing world is a very important message. So I think, you know, giving up an enjoyment and talking about an enjoyment of a particular book, or, you know, not being able to talk about a particular author is a very, very tiny thing, a very tiny drop in the ocean of something you can do for the bigger picture of making sure that, you know, there is an accountability to these things. And clearly, if this person felt so comfortable to be shouting about it on their public platform, then clearly they don't feel that they're going to have any repercussions, and that behaviour is okay, and that behaviour is not okay. And because racism is not okay. I don't know why people think it is. It really isn't. So there we go. So the description links for Readers for Accountability is in here. I also have a link for Jess Owens. She has a community video about this particular issue, and it opens up with the Booktok from Leen, who has been affected by this all coming to light. She is a content creator, and if I can link her Booktok I will, but not being on TikTok, I can't always access the videos and things to be able to do that, but if I can, I will. If not, go to Jess Owens' channel, and she will have all those links, and she will show you that video where Leen first explains kind of like what has happened, and then what she did in reaction to it, which was come together with people to create Readers for Accountability. So I've already mentioned, definitely go and check out Readers for Accountability. If you are unsure whether or not your book is published by a St Martin's Press publishing house, there is a really good way to check. So one of the things that I have found is if I look in my books, it doesn't say I've got the book copies I have that are St Martin's Press titles are published by like an alternative UK company. But what you can do is if you go onto, for example, Goodreads or Storygraph, on Storygraph you click, it says editions in the writing next to the book when you're looking at it. So it'll have like the title, the publishing date, the author, it will have editions, and you can click that, and then you get a whole host of other like book covers and like a digital format and an ebook and a hardback covers, all of that jazz. And within those little descriptions next to it, it will tell you who the publisher is. So if you scroll down that, you will see that the publisher could be one of the many St Martin's Press. So make sure you know what the different sublets of St Martin's Press is, which I already mentioned in the previous video, so you know what you're dealing with, really. And if it's on that list, don't be showing it on your social media. Read it, enjoy it, you know, chat about it privately, but don't be posting it everywhere. So what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so another thing I discovered whilst doing all of this, I'm a Fairy Loot subscriber. So if you are also a Fairy Loot subscriber, check your books, because a lot of their titles come from Wednesday Books, which is one of the sub-publishing places from St Martin's Press. There were several that are on there. I've got some coming up in a book haul that I will be showing in this format. Oh look, it's a blank cardboard box because I cannot show you the actual book that I have got because St Martin's Press are still silent, so I'm not showing their titles. That kind of thing. So if you're a Fairy Loot reader, check them out, be aware, and also just in general, I think the Minotaur one is like the thrillers kind of side of things. Wednesday Books is like all the YA and kind of like YA fantasy ones. So just be aware, if you know your genres, have a little check and see. Yeah, so basically I've already mentioned that I'm going to be talking about my reading stats. I will be including all the books in my stats, so you're going to get them in a numerical form, but I will not be mentioning the title, the author, or giving you a clue as to which genre they are or what they are. I'm not going to be mentioning them in that way, but I will be just giving the stat for them in there. So when I do my stats, I'll be explaining. And I have two books that I cannot display because of St Martin's Press boycott. So there's that. The wrap up that I've already done, I will just be showing privately to the buddy reads my thoughts on those books, because it was part of a buddy read, but I'm going to be doing that through a private showing, not a public one, so no one else will be able to see it and it won't be publicizing those titles. Yeah, and I can't, because I can't edit, so I could have kept that video up and then just like cut out the bits where I spoke about the two redacted books, but I can't because it's too long for me to edit, so that won't be happening. And I think I've reached the end of everything I wanted to say. I have. So there we go. This is a very rambled version of the St. Martin's Press Boycott. Please also check out in the descriptions, I have linked the booktuber Sam, who's also I think on Booktok as well, and she kind of gives a much more up-to-date reaction to this. So there also have been quite a few content creators who have been a bit upset that they can't talk about a very popular book that has come out recently. So that's interesting, and not really good enough. If you are someone that wants to say, I am standing up for injustice, I'm standing up for racism, but you are putting your delight in a book over those values, it's not great, really, is it? So maybe be a little bit reflective. You can grieve for it, you can feel sad about it, but have a little think about what you're giving up compared to what other people have got to deal with. So if you would like more information, like I said, go to Readers for Accountability, check out Jess Owen's community, check out Sam's video, because she really kind of goes through, look, this is an example of what was said, this is some misinformation, this is the email that was given, this is not good enough. So all of these things are edited into her video, so do go and check that out. I've also linked Jemila's one, who first kind of introduced me to the St. Martin's Press Boycott, because I had no idea what was going on. And was there anyone else in there as well? I think that was everything. Oh, I think I linked the article that I referred to as well, but that is also in the Readers for Accountability. So there you go. I hope I managed to come across as slightly informative. It is not my usual vibe. I usually don't have scripts. I usually just go for it and talk. This is actually the fourth take that I had to do, because I did not make sense in my first 3 attempts. It was very all over the place. Thank you so much for watching, and please do ask any questions. That would be very lovely to kind of have more about this conversation. But definitely go and look at the links that I have pointed out, and go and see these content creators who are much more informed than me. Happy reading, everyone. Hope you have some good books. Bye.